It's starting. I think. Well, it says it's starting. That's a good start. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, oh, it's starting. Oh. Oh, we
Guess
are live.
what?
What?
We've gotten rid of video lag.
Yeah, I know. Oh, there we go. And it buffers as soon as you said that.
Yeah, but it's because of my internet connection. Nothing more. All right, we are live
Yeah.
and well.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo.
All right, guys, let us know if the video is buffering like a crazy man. If not, then we are sorted.
There is also a 30 to 60-second delay.
Yeah,
Why is there no
so we'll
audio
see.
now? What?
There should be audio.
Can you hear us, Richard? It's because you changed the bitrate. 1 second. Because my microphone's not made for that low.
Okay, so you've gone back to 160.
128.
Now go 160 and leave the video at what it is. Because our audio is in slow motion.
160 apply. Okay. Hopefully that fixes it. Yeah, I know, dude. Like, drop it that low that we just sound like we're robots.
It's like. All right, are we live?
Well, yeah. Soon so. I mean, it started streaming and it's green and there's FPS coming through and it's green and we've got 0 drops. So
We shall see. We sound like Chewbacca. Yeah.
just Tom's natural voice.
That's my voice.
Typical Richard A. Hating on your voice and shit.
Right, are we actually back now?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, no, yeah, we are. 160 Yeah, no, dude. Like,
Yep, we're fine. We're sweet.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Finally.
Sorry, just had a little thank fuck moment right there. Okay, so do we start the stream all over again, Tom, and delete the other one? Yeah.
Yeah, we may as well. Come on.
How's it going, guys? Hey, Tom.
What's up, guys?
Dude, it feels like so long since we've actually done.
It has been so long.
I know,
It's
dude.
like
It's,
incredibly long.
it's almost painful how long it actually has been. I need to turn up my mic a little bit. Just
Just a little bit.
just testing it whilst I'm live, whatever. Um,
Yeah, like you're way quieter than I am, but now
yeah,
you're sweet, I reckon.
yeah. I've just dropped your your audio a little bit, and also just popped up my gain. A teensy weensy weensy bit, insy weensy spider, you know.
So, Cam, what are you vaping on today? For
I'm
the
sorry.
second
Um, what am I vaping on, Tom? I got the Hustler legit mod. I use this every day, dude. Like, I feel like this never changes. I do love this box. Also got the Amit V1 single coil option thingy majig on top. Loving this thing as well. Little flavored chaser. Still produces good vape. Um, good vapor, good, flavor, all that sort of stuff. 0.3 coil on here, 50 watts, and it's been lasting me about 3 days with 2 logs. So, great little thing. And then, I don't know if we've actually shown this on the show other than the video we did before, but the Phantom little squonk. I love this, man. With the Venti Vape, Mic Vape icon. Another great little device. Really good flavor on the icon as well. Could be the coils, could be the actual RDA itself.
Don't give too much credit to the coils then.
Well, I mean, Lewis sent me the set with the the Phantom, and the flavor on them is pretty damn good. I need to put another build in here to actually compare it. But we'll soon find out. How's it going, Maxi?
What's up, Maxi?
Wow, great to see you guys. Yeah, Moses, it's been a while, man. It really has been a while. Um,
I think we finally dialed in the settings right as well. So now that we can actually go live without video lag.
well, I'm. You don't even understand how happy I am, dude. It's been like a month since we put out a video, almost 3 weeks, a month, something like that. And it's nice to actually be able to talk to you guys again instead of just talking to Tom and not having interaction with like the community. It just, it doesn't feel right. But it's nice to be back, Tom. It really is. What are you vaping on?
Bunch of stuff, really. I've got the Q box with the TF V8 baby that comes with it. I've got the Captain with a mod for the 30mm on top, the dual 2700 battery mod. I've got the 67 skunk box in all its glory with the LP. And I'm vaping on yours truly.
Your own stash.
My own stash.
Didn't they ever tell you, don't vape your own supply? Unacceptable. I really need to get some more, dude. I'm
That's right.
pretty much
There's
out of,
plenty to go around.
pretty much fully out of Bon
Bin.
and slowly working on the Devil's Anus, as it's known.
How's that devil's anus?
Tom is so damn quiet. Let me turn Tom up a little bit. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, as you know, I'm not a big fan of the blueberries and pomegranates
Indeed,
and
you
all
were
that sort of stuff. But it's not a bad vape. Moses, yeah, pretty much, man. Spark user.
Spark and a bit of user
Well,
error.
between us, just trying to dial
Yeah,
in these OBS settings, and I mean,
because we were so used to VDSL in Auckland for
high-speed
myself
VDSL, yeah.
show. So all the settings were kind of VDSL settings anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, now it's kind of sorted,
How's
and
it going,
we should be coming in,
How's it going, Jeremy?
hopefully coming out clear.
Yeah. Well, I hope so, man. But I'll kick things off with the Emmett since we were talking about it in the last stream that kind of failed. Emmett V1 single coil, great as I said, nice flavor, spare glass. I love it that pretty much every single product we get now comes with a spare glass, because the amount of people who drop their tanks is quite astounding. And I mean, it's nice to actually have a set, like another piece of glass, if that does happen. No, I turned down Tom or off. Oh, savage. Geek Vape Manual. I think these are pretty much stock standard all the way through. Obviously set up for different products, but every Geek Vape product comes with one now. And the package that every Geek Vape product comes with, the little T screwdriver, Allen key set, the blue, orange O-rings, and then the little O-rings, and some more little screws, which are Phillips. And I'm a big had any issues with any threading on any of my Philip head RDAs, so more used to getting them with the flat head screwdriver RDAs. But I mean, this thing, it's it looks quite tiny on this mod, but it is a great little thing, Tom. I must say, like for its size, the juice capacity, it is a nice little flavor chasing RTA. Still produces a good amount of vapor. I don't know if you've had any experience with them, but they are pretty damn easy to work. Off the top of my head, 3.5 mil juice capacity.
Nice. I'm looking to get the dual coil because of the 25 mils instead of 22 mil.
Yeah, that's what I'm sussing one out at the moment, seeing if I can get some in. Be nice to get one in. So I'll pull the tank off the mod so you guys can see it. So gold plated 510. I don't know if it's gonna focus. No.
Nah. Remember the whole like get
there
better
we go.
cameras,
No.
guys.
No.
Nope, it's focusing on your hand. Weak baby hands.
There we go.
Hey.
So it is protruding, but obviously I wouldn't use this on a Mac.
Why not?
Not a big fan of tanks on Macs. I find they dry hit quite a lot. I mean, this might be different, but you know.
The whole purpose of the Amit is for Mac mods.
Within reason, yeah, pretty much. I mean, I've got a series built in here now. I could throw it on something series, but I'm not that.
Now you probably still want it on a single tube.
Yeah.
Because it's a single coil.
Little build dick in there. Excuse the gunky as shit cotton. But that cotton lasted me just over a week. Yeah, it's super simple to build in. It took me all of 2 seconds to put a build in there. These are one of the coils Tom sent me down. 0.3 coil and single. Flavor's great. Really, really good. The only issue I had with it when I first got it was taking off the top fill, because it is top fill like pretty much every other RTA.
Is it a threaded on one?
Yep.
Oh, no.
So first couple times it was actually taking the whole chimney section off.
Yep. Been there, done that. Too many times.
How that really the little threads at the top. It does have some huge kidney shaped juice filling ports, meaning you could pretty much use anything from the big kind of drippy bottle thingies to the little needle size tips. Um, nice big drip tip on top as well. It's not really picking it up, but
like a TFV8 drip tip,
yeah,
basically. Yeah.
pretty much same as I think it's a 810. The 810.
Yeah. Cam, how's your juice flow control?
What juice flow control? I haven't been using juice flow control, man. Honestly,
It does have one.
yeah. All
It's
you do is you twist the base back.
nah, there's so in theory where your airflow is just above it, you got that other ring.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. And in theory, it's just really tough. Here's an eagle for comparison because they use the same bottom. So see this part here,
Yeah. Okay.
and
Mine
this
is
part
tight.
here should be separate.
Oh,
Yeah. So
yeah.
if
So
you have a
mine
look,
doesn't actually work.
yeah. So yours is
It's that
Geek
tight.
Vap's known for that. Vape is very well known for that issue.
Honestly, the way I build, I don't need it. I just had the airflow open when I opened up the top cap.
Oops.
I've had zero leakage, none,
Yeah.
absolutely none. It is a great wee little tanker. Especially if you're out and about or driving. I find the vape isn't too dense off it. I mean, I'm sitting at 50 watts and it is, it's not bad, but it's obviously not going to be a massive chucking machine. In other words, like not like an RDA, but I use it for flavor and also at work as well as driving. So
I'd imagine that if you put like a 4 mil inner diameter coil, or maybe a 3.5, and possibly a bit lower resistance, you'd see a bit of a difference.
Yeah. I mean, I built it like that for a reason. Mainly for driving and whatnot. I just got a Facebook message. Sorry, that's weird. just casually during a show, a Facebook message pops up. um, yeah, Moses, I don't use the juice flow at all. Um, you know, I haven't had any leakage at all, but that could be the way I've packed it. Um, it's quite a thick amount of cotton that's just draped over top and then a little bit pushed down. And it seems to do the job, so no complaining here at all. None whatsoever. Um, if you got something that only supports 22 mil, it'll look great on there. Be it the Pico, which can go all the way up to 24, but you know, that'll look a bit nicer on it. Or else go for the Crown if you want something 24 mil, because
Or
everyone
check
loves
it
the
on
Crown.
the Q box.
Yeah, I mean, it might look a bit dorky on the Q box, being
Would it?
it's quite tall.
Is it?
Um, it's 43 mils from 510 to the top, and then 10 mil drip tip. Whoa, that looks ridiculous.
It looks sort of like that, just minus the top airflow
Yeah.
control.
Yeah, so it'll be
It's so silly, yeah.
it'll be ridiculous. I mean, it has quite a small width in the chimney as well. It's only a 10 mil chimney,
Mm.
so it's quite small, but obviously it's more leaning towards the flavor chasing kind of people,
Yeah.
which I kind of class myself as. Hey Tom, I have a question for you, but after the show, because yeah, you know. Oh. Mexi, Tom's married. I don't know what you're gonna ask him, but yeah,
Come on, Cam.
I had to. I just had to. Um, I mean, I don't know if you got anything new, Tom, that you want to have a yarn about. I know you've got the Q box and you've been using that for a while, and your fucked up hoodie.
Nah, not gonna talk about that hoodie, but the Q box is good so far. So far, so good. It kind of got neglected for a little bit of time because of course, the Stack Admiral and the Peerless and
The Endo.
the Captain and all that kind of stuff. Well, no, because I got the Endo before. So I generally like when I get a new mod, I'll use the shit out of the new one and kind of neglect the other ones for a little bit. But then once it's worn off, then I go back and use everything.
Yeah.
which is nice. Right now, this is my main go-to. It's just convenient for work and stuff. And the stacked Admiral as well is generally what I'll use around home. But yeah, so Cubebox, it comes either just as the mod or it comes with the baby tank. As a kit, it's not too bad. It's good for a sort of beginner style kit or a very stealth, very, very, very small vape. It comes in a range of colors. It's quite nice. They do use the M2 coils on there, so they are 0.25 coils.
Yep.
The device only goes up to 50 watts. My only problem with it is that just because of in the past we've had the megavolts, each of us.
Yeah.
And the megavolts, yeah, megavolts are 80 watts. You know, like why 50? Why 50? Yeah, I don't know, because to be honest, it could be because of the screen as well. Just because of how big the screen is, they're probably reserving a lot of power for that so that you get a rightish battery life out of it.
Yeah. I mean, what's the battery size on that one?
1,650, I think.
You're kind of talking about it, so I'll ask. Oh, okay. Ask away, Nexi. But I mean, how's it been? Like, you've been setting it 50 watts, I'm guessing, pretty much since you got it.
Yeah, pretty much. To be honest, with the first coil, I was sitting around 40 because at 50, the first coil was getting a bit shitty. Few dry hits and stuff like that. But with this second coil, it's been basically 40 and then amped it up to 50.
So, your Captain 270, are they as tight as the Admirals? See, Tom's got the white brass Admiral, and it is loose as. Like, you can fit the IG battery in there. Piece of piss.
Yeah.
But the brass.
If you have a brass Admiral, the clearance is a lot tighter for some reason. I have had zero issues, Maxi, in terms of the 2700s with the Admiral. I generally swap between the Admiral and the Captain with the same batteries. I have 4 of these now, so, charge them up and all that stuff. What you can do, though, to kind of aid brass one is to just slightly take a heat gun to here,
Yeah. I mean,
and
I
you'll
hit the whole battery with the heat gun.
yeah, you'll see that it'll help a little bit. It may not help massively,
No.
but it will help just a tiny bit. Reason your other 2700 battery is probably not having that issue is that you've been using it a while.
Yeah,
And
so
putting it in the tube, taking it out, putting it in the tube, taking it out.
it's like breaking it in. I mean,
Yeah.
But also speaking of batteries, Tom, I found that battery.
Yeah. Have you wax capped it?
Yeah. So I don't know if we've talked about disposing of batteries,
No, we haven't.
but this is kind of how I do it. So I've got a little wax cap on top of the positive pin. Quite a nice dense wax cap. Just to stop any metal or anything that's in the recycling bin touching it and causing a short, and then my house catching on fire because my battery vents or thermal runaway or whatever. Um, I don't know. I've seen other people do it other ways using like electrical tape, um, toilet paper, and electrical tape. You name it. Everyone's got their own little special way, but I just find that hitting it with some wax seems to work the best. And I mean, once it's underneath where the vent cap is, it's not moving from there.
Yeah.
And I mean that's on. I can just move it.
Don't just rip it off, because then you gotta redo it.
Oh, I mean,
But
it takes all of 2 seconds. Hot wax.
what are you gonna do with the battery afterwards, though? Like, where are you gonna dispose of it?
So what I'm gonna do is I am going to go grab some electrical tape this afternoon after we finish the stream. Wrap it in that, and then I'm gonna drop it at the recycling center. I mean, in Rotorua we've got the recycling bins that we can actually put batteries in. But for peace of mind, I'd rather deliver it to somewhere that's gonna, store it properly and safely rather than leaving it outside in a bin for a couple of days. Yeah, or if you got spare battery wraps, you could always shrink wrap the top with one of your old battery wraps or new battery wraps.
Or just normal heat shrink.
Yeah.
Chip.
Or heat
Yeah.
shrink if you got heat shrink around, cellophane, you name it, whatever.
Cellophane.
Yeah, you can shrink wrap with cellophane.
Yeah, you probably want to put a couple layers on there, though.
Yeah, Maxi, that's exactly how I shrink wrap everything. I use a hair dryer because I don't own a heat gun.
Heat guns are much quicker,
Yeah,
but a hair dryer will work. Just be very, very aware of the temperature of your battery. Um, don't hold it on for too long, of
yeah.
course.
I mean, I just sit there and go, up, down, up, down, up, down, pull it away, let
Yeah,
it
yeah,
cool down a little bit, keep going around.
yeah.
Seems
So
to
you
work.
want to pace yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you really don't want your battery to get too hot.
nah, because then it's gonna thermal run away. It's not gonna vent. It's gonna proper boom.
Yeah, that's valid. If it gets to that temperature, I mean, what is the temperature a battery does thermal runaway?
No idea. It changes depending on the battery.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably true. Um, you're such a girl. Why am I a girl? Because I own
Because
a
you
hair dryer.
on a hair dryer.
It's not my hair dryer. It's still my mum's, mate.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Um, yeah, there's nothing. Can't find the temperature. But yeah, get your nails done. Nah, I really should though. My nails are pretty manky. Jeez, man. Maxi's just letting me
Go
have
for
it
it.
today. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah. You
It's
get told.
yeah. Ooh, it's been a while since I've used the Admiral. Um, I mean, I used it last night, but used it for like 2 seconds and then put it
It's
down.
been a while.
Dude, like,
Tell us about your trip to Australia, Cam. Tell us about
let's.
how you were saying that vaping's so different.
Dude, it is next level. You feel like a criminal. Honestly, you feel like you're doing drugs in the street.
But they make you feel that way, eh?
I mean, like before that whole incident that I talked about to you the other day, I was walking
But
down the street vaping. I'll go on about that soon, but I was walking down the street, South Brisbane, place called Cleveland, where we were staying, and I was so legally you have to be 5 meters away from any entrance to either vape or smoke cigarettes in Australia, Queensland, I believe, but that could be the whole of Australia. I know it's a fact for Queensland. Um, and yeah, it was just the amount of people that would walk past you and give you like grotty,
Think I
disgusted looks, like the same sort of looks that people give smokers here. You're getting for vaping. It was
but it's almost worse, isn't it?
oh, dude, it was way worse. Like, and then it would have been Wednesday. Pretty sure it was Wednesday. Yeah, it was Wednesday. It was the day before the wedding. I went down the main street of Cleveland. Funny enough, it's called Middle Street because it's the street in the middle of the town. You know, Australians, mate, logic. Um, and was pulled up by a cop. Well, he was walking down the street, hit me up, and I was having a vape. Pretty much told me that if I wanted to use a tobacco product in the city, I should just go buy a packet of cigarettes. A
Like, how bad is
damn
that?
packet of cigarettes. I was like,
Like, how bad is that?
the part that got me was that he called us a vaping device, a tobacco product.
Yeah, I mean, like that's going to be the misconception all around the world.
It's,
Yeah, always going to be the misconception.
the thing
But
is, like, in New Zealand, we go by the British laws. Australia goes more towards the American side of things because that's one of their closest allies, whereas we're still very grounded with our motherland, i.e. UK, England. And yeah, it was ridiculous, man. I pretty much laughed and said, you know, your politics are just as good as your rugby team. And then I went on my merry way. Um, it was, it was, it was next
but
level.
it's the thing that's weird, is that, like, clearly you're someone who used to smoke and you're trying to do the right thing and make yourself better,
Yeah.
or however you want to perceive it. And the fact that they tell you, you know, you may as well, you know, just go buy a pack of smokes. It's like they're encouraging you just that extra bit more to
Yeah.
just go smoke.
Yeah, they're just like, dude, it's probably going to be easier for you in this country to smoke. And it's like,
Yeah. Nah.
I mean, it was definitely an experience and a half.
Yeah.
Seeing, seeing how the other half live, you know, how they live in Australia and how, I don't want to use the word victimized, but that's the only word I can think of. Like, how much of a
Feel
bad criminal you are vaping.
it's backwards, mate.
It's it is, dude. Like, you know,
Like,
I love
drop
Australia.
the vape, go smoke.
I absolutely love Australia. I love Brisbane so much, but that sort of thing, like it grinded my gears. I was absolutely livid once that happened. I was pissed off, and mate, right now I'm just getting angrier. If you can't tell by me ranting about it, like it was just one of those things that you're like, what the frick?
Yeah.
Ugh. So yeah, I ended up walking back to the hotel, gonna sit out back, have a vape, and chill out.
Yeah. It's so bad though. Like, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
how?
Attila, I don't know if you know Attila Danko, but very well known Australian vaping advocate, um, also a doctor. He is working night and day as hard as he can to reverse what they've done.
Yeah.
Australian politics, they in Canberra they had um, um, a hearing in the Parliament about the whole new ban on e-cigarettes and nicotine e-liquid, and the government
Mm.
said, yes, we're standing by the ban, blah, blah, blah. 60 seconds after saying it, they say, we're going to review the ban. So,
Mm.
which one is it? Are they going to stick with it? Are they going to revert it? Are they going to, make nicotine legal like New Zealand's doing? There's so much that they could do.
Yeah. My question is, how far are they going to go with the whole, like, anti-vaping? Are they going to go to the extent of, like, quit vaping, start smoking?
Well,
Because if cops are saying go buy a pack of smokes, that's pretty
I
fucking
mean,
bad.
I understand that he's doing his job. Like, I totally understand that the guy is, he's paid by the government to enforce their laws, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But, to actually say that to someone, it's a real, like, big if you. Are there
Mm.
fines for vaping like there is for smoking? I don't know, man. Um, from what I heard from a lot of people, because I'm a part of a lot of the Australian pages, um, if you smoke slash vape outside of a store door, they can fine you. If you've got nicotine e-liquid in Queensland, at least I know they can take pretty much everything you have on you. So zero nicotine in Australia. I managed to take some with me. A little bit quiet, but it's just one of those things that you don't know. You really don't know until it happens. Um, it wouldn't surprise me if there were fines for vaping in public places, in the sense of like in front of um, children, schools, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's the same for smoking over there. You can't smoke down like the main streets. I mean, parts of Brisbane are fully smoke free, like CBD of Brisbane, vape and smoke free. So it's one of those things, dude, that how's it going, church?
So,
Hey,
church.
Sophie. Hey,
Sup, Sophie?
shouldn't you be working, Soph? Go back to work.
She probably is. The biggest thing for me, like when I'm out in public, had a sneaky vape meet up here today, Saturday, whenever, yeah, Saturday. Um, and like I still don't blow massive clouds out into the public because the whole, especially if there's kids around, it's the whole like, and then they're like, "What the fuck is that?" kind of thing. So at least you can do it. There's no issue with it. You can sit at a park and vape your brains out if you really want to, but yeah, it's interesting for sure. I wonder if this whole legalization of nicotine is really going to change much in terms of the whole regulations about doing it out in public.
I mean, with I think like they're gonna keep it under the Smoke Free Act, though. Um,
Yeah.
I hope they don't, but from what I've seen in the last 6 months, it kind of looks like we're gonna be uh, segregated in a way that it'll be vape areas and smoke areas and smoke free areas. I mean, if you look at the UK, they've put vaping signs up in hospitals, well, outside of hospitals, still smoke free, but vape friendly.
Yeah.
A lot of places in Rotorua are smoke free. We've got a main street called Eat Street where all the restaurants are. That's all vape free, smoke free, but then they've got little back areas and certain areas in their establishments where you can vape or smoke. Which that's probably where it's gonna go, man. I'm hoping for the best, and I mean, I'm exactly the same. I won't smoke around children, vape around children, any of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we've all seen the findings on, secondhand vapors not really harmful to anyone. Um, Same levels of air without vaping
It's
it and with vaping it.
yeah,
Exactly the
it's
same.
just the principle of
Yeah,
like,
it's
if you're vaping and you blow a cloud, kids breathing it in, parents are looking at it like, the fuck are you doing?
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Like, you're poisoning my kid.
my my nephew came out back um, when I was in Australia. He's only three and a half. And I was having a vape out back, and he came outside. And I mean, yes, they're so intrigued by the vapor. They really are. It's like you're blowing out a giant cloud.
Mm.
Um, like
Like,
like
they're
an actual
amazed,
cloud. They're
they're
yeah.
baffled by it. They're like,
I
oh,
mean,
what's that? It's so cool. But
as soon as he
it's,
came outside, you know, instantly vape gear in the middle of the table so he can't reach it. I stop vaping until he goes back inside or leaves. Um,
yeah.
it's one of those things I wouldn't smoke around kids. I wouldn't vape around kids. It's just
Mm.
standard principle.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know if you guys do it any other way, the people watching us right now, but
Yeah,
that's
I
just
mean,
how.
personally, like, if I'm at my house and, like, I don't know, I had my brother over or something like that, I don't necessarily stop vaping. He's 12 though, so he kind of understands the whole
Yeah,
thing. You know what I mean? But it's still like, I don't purposely just, you know,
blow it at his face.
absolutely surround him in fog.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
at home, or if like the nephews or kids come over, I'll vape in my room, or
as you
I'll
always do.
vape out on the deck. Um, but I will
Yeah,
not vape in the same area unless like the whole house is wide open.
yeah,
Then I have a little bit more room to play with in a way. Um,
mm,
but yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that it's going to be interesting to see what happens to the laws, especially now working for a vape shop. I think that's like especially for the side of me working for one. I hope that the vape laws are going to change for the positive, so that
yeah,
I can keep my job and we can keep doing what we do as not just workers in a shop, but as people in a community.
yeah. And the thing is as well, um,
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
she's 100%.
The thing is as well, with the whole New Zealand wanting to become smoke free by 2025. Personally, this is just my personal belief. I think the only way they will achieve that is by allowing vaping to become fully legalized, and continue on past that 2025 point. Because otherwise, you're going to have a lot of people who are just, a lot of people are so attached to it now
Well,
that they won't be able to give up.
I was talking to a guy in Brisbane Airport because obviously I had to vape in the smokers section, and he was from Warrapper.
Yeah.
And he was saying, he's lived in Australia for 12 years. He's going back. He's a smoker. I said, dude, take up vaping, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, nah, I've got tobacco seeds waiting for me at home. I'm just going to grow my own and sell it. And that's what's happening. There is a massive black market at the moment. How's it going, Nicholas? And I mean, it's crazy that you can, offer advice to people and they're just gonna go the illegal route of growing their own and selling it and all that sort of stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean, bar the whole illegal route, it will still be, There's always going to be a solution. There's always going to be one thing that people do anyway.
A loophole. There's always loopholes in everything.
Exactly.
Dude, you know what? I feel like we haven't done a juice review or a giveaway in a while.
We have not. In a long time. Considering we haven't done a live stream for 2 weeks.
It's been long.
Like 2 weeks. Yeah, but 2 weeks we haven't done any shows at all. Like, live streams been probably a month and a half, but no shows at all in the last 2 weeks. So it's been pretty cray.
Jeez, Maxi, alt-tabbed, unacceptable. You should be looking at our faces, not just listening to our voices. Unacceptable.
You do have a face for radio, though, Cam.
Well, so do you, mate. We should just start a radio show. Just go back to podcasting. Which reminds me, we need to do another podcast this week.
We do indeed. But anyway, on that note, shall we go into the captain?
Well, you can go into the captain because I haven't got mine yet because some douche canoe hasn't sent mine. Did you send it today, Tom?
Maybe.
So, no. Okay.
It's maybe, not no. So, Captain comes with this awesome little sleeve thing that has terminals inbuilt into it. It's to use your 18650s in it. But what what I like about it is that iJoy is providing you a product that's going to work straight out of the box, in the sense that they actually give you the batteries. The 2700s come with it. That's probably my favorite point about it. Most devices, you buy your device, you buy your batteries, and then, put them together. But this comes as like complete package. In terms of build quality, I only have one little niggle point, which is the carbon fiber wrap thing. Kind of feels like your triad door, in the sense that it feels like eventually it may come off.
Is it
because
the finally kind of feel of
it just feels like a wrap. It doesn't feel like, well, it's definitely not carbon fiber, I can tell you that. But sometimes you see the edges creep up and you just push them down.
Yeah, hit them with a heat gun, bro, and that should hopefully probably not too tempted in doing that yet. But eventually, if it does come to that, then sure. Yeah. I think as the whole like 2700s go, the whole battery, it's a battery that's going to last you longer and give you more power and all that kind of stuff. It's a case of like, it will give you more power, but because you're using more power, you're going to get the same battery life as 18650s anyway. You get about a full day worth out of this. The maximum puff count I've seen out of one fresh set of batteries is about 450 puffs. So you have to kind of base it upon how much you vape during a day. A lot of people they don't fit in the Luck 4, by the way. They fit in the Blue 6 and the Griffalcon X8 thingy.
Yeah. But that's about it. Aside from that, no. In terms of the screen information, it's a nice little screen, gives you a whole bunch of information. Hopefully it focuses instead of focusing on my bloody webcam. But you get a whole bunch of information. You get a battery indicator for each battery. I find that the battery indicator is actually really inaccurate. Just because of the speed at which it goes down, and then how sometimes you'll see one cell has gone down more than the other. And then it'll
like the
yeah, it'll balance it out eventually, which is kind of weird. But that's all firmware sort of thing.
I don't know if
Um,
you read what Church just said, but Mooch says they will fit in the loose four. I mean, I haven't had the luck for loose four, whatever you want to call it, but it wouldn't surprise me because it does fit 26,650, so there's only like,
yeah, but remember, Megan's got a luck four, and she tried charging her Admiral batteries and said it doesn't fit.
Okay.
Doesn't she have a luck four, or does she have the other one?
I think she is the X-Star. I can't remember, but
No, she had a EFS 4-bay charger.
because there are different generations of the Luck 4.
Give me a sec.
Do you have a Luck 4 around?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Let's test it out.
Fresh as fuck. All right, let's see. So, for scientific purposes, let us see, because the thing with the Luck 4 as well, it does tell you the batteries it supports, and it's kind of got this little indicator.
Yeah, I mean, it says what? 10 440s, 14 500s, 14 650s, 16 2040s, 26
So if this is the charger you have, let us find out. Because that's the charger Megan had. I remember it.
See, 2700s won't fit in my Nightcore D4, so
They do,
just
if you're willing to, like, more than likely tear your battery wraps.
I mean,
And whether or not it'll actually work is the real question, because you're
it's
pushing it
exactly
all
the
the way.
same with the loose 6 or Lux 6. It pushes quite the way down. I mean, if it works,
Yeah.
it works. If it doesn't, tell us and we'll forward that information.
I think you'd end up with very, very torn battery wraps over time.
Yeah.
Just it's honestly way too tight of a fit.
Yeah.
And because of the way the Luck 4 is designed, the little ports at the top, they're not necessarily very friendly. They're quite sharp. So you probably find that you tear into some shit. But yeah, so
Okay, fits and maxes. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, Moses. I mean, if you've got a 2700 round and you try it, or you get a 2700 mod like the PD270 or an Admiral, to know if it actually fits.
Or if it actually charges once
And
they're in.
charges. Yeah, that's the main thing. I mean, you could cram any battery into a battery charger. It's a different story if it's actually going to charge. Um, but yeah, I mean, once Tom comes back, he can finish spelling about the uh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
The captain, captain. So on the captain, the thing I like about it is that it will use that 40 amps of the batteries. So if you turn it all the way up, it's got a little amp meter type of thing inbuilt. And I don't know if it's going to focus, probably not. We feeling lucky today.
Nope.
Right there's the amp meter, and it tells you it's 39.7 amps. So that's that full wattage. Most mods you'll find, if you look at their specs, they actually only go up to about 25 amps. So that's very, very different, and you can definitely tell if you use if you use like another device that's 200 and something watts or whatever, and you use the same build on both, you can definitely tell this one's pumping a lot more power through. But altogether, very, very, very enjoyable. Size is perfect. Comfort in hand is perfect. Instead of pushing the button, even if you have small hands, you can just use your finger to push on the button because the button's so massive. You can tell they've really put a lot of thought into it as well. You do have the up and down wattage and all that, and it is firmware upgradable. I would really advise, if you do get one, as soon as you get one, do the firmware update. There's already a new update for it. And yeah, that's about it.
I mean, I'm looking forward to finally getting mine when it turns up, Tom.
Yeah, when it turns up.
Fucking B2B here tomorrow, mate.
But I mean, like, now we can go into the kind of conversation of 2700s because you have one as well. In terms of mech mods, better battery life than an 18650. I wouldn't necessarily call it like day and night. You get an entire day more kind of thing, but you do get at least a solid hour more.
Yeah, I mean, Um, with the Admiral, I put VTC 4s in there and the 2700s, and it is noticeable. Um, okay, there's Mooch's thing. Perfect. Thank you, Church, for that info. Um, it is quite night and day. I mean, I get quite a bit more life and a bit more power out of the 2700s
Much, much more
compared
power.
to the VTC 4. I mean, VTC 4 is not rated as high as well in the way of milliamps. So you got that bonus. And I mean, they
I
are a
think,
great 30 amp battery, as Mooch has said.
yeah, I think the biggest thing in terms of using it in a mech mod, the battery itself, is that when you hit an 18650, the voltage drops quite
Yeah, it's
substantially,
quite addressed.
and yeah, versus a 2700 doesn't have that much of a drop. Like it's still dropping. It has to. That's how it.
That's how
That's
battery
how it
works.
works. Yeah, but your drop is not as substantial, so you do end up with a lot more powerful vape.
Yeah, I mean,
Like if you the same build 18650 VTC4 and 2700, same build, same mods, same everything, you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I mean, that's why I spent a lot of time going between 18650s and the 2700 in the Admiral. Because I mean, the Admiral and the Broadside both hit like a beast. They really do. And the 2700 just makes it a little bit more angry.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a point. I think it's a .11 off the top of my head on the Kennedy, and it is quite night and day the power you get between them. I mean, yes, they're the same amps, but I don't know why it just seems to hit a bit harder.
Mm.
As I just fog myself out, you know, just casually. Yes.
Like 90% of the bloody job.
So I mean, I'm really looking forward to more 2700 mods being available, and also more batteries being available, because in New Zealand it is very very hard to find 2700s at the moment.
At the moment, the problem is you can find places to get them here.
Yeah,
I mean, to import them, but they don't ship to New Zealand. So it's a case of knowing someone in the US, shipping it to them, they ship it to you, and even then, it may not pass because it is batteries.
I mean, I'm thinking is I've got a friend in the States. I can get them shipped to Australia and then get them shipped from Australia to New Zealand. I think that's
Yeah.
going to be the easiest way to get them in. Um, but yeah, I will attempt that in the next couple of weeks and see if I can get like 10 2700s in,
Mm.
which I mean isn't the cheapest way to do it, but if that's the way we're going to have to do it to get them in the country, then that's pretty much what we've got to do. But yeah, they're not honestly they're not going to take over 18650s yet.
I don't think they ever will, personally. I think they will be a great addition,
Yeah,
and having both will be amazing. Um, and that's how I think it's going to develop. I don't think it's going to be a case of like, you know, everybody just chucks out their 18650 mods
and
and
get
their
rid of
18650.
thousands of dollars worth of 18650 mods. That's definitely not going to
Yeah,
happen. But I
no,
think when they start bringing out more of like the PD270 sort of devices, even lower end, like an 80-watt 2700 mod. Because
single
let's be honest, that's gonna happen. Yeah, I mean like the CK Stride with the 2700 in it.
Yeah,
Um,
it, and
it'll
to be
start
honest, it
becoming
would probably go up.
yeah,
It'll probably go up to 100 watts on one battery. You know, in the style of the there's another one that's doing the same thing with the 26650.
the
Where
like
it's
the
a single
Chieftain,
battery mod.
the Watako
Possibly.
Chieftain, which also has the sled for 18650.
There's the Aspire one. Um, the Aspire K100.
K1, yeah,
Yeah. So the K100 is a single 26650 mod, and on with the 26650 it goes up to 100 watts. With an 18650 it goes up to 80. So I think it'll be the same style of thing, a single battery mod at 100 watts. It'd be really nice to see, especially with the battery life. As far as I know, the Vaping Kiwi sells the 26650s iJoys,
Um,
but
I know of a couple places getting them in. I know Vapo's getting them in. Grand Vape
yeah,
Co. I mean, you'll probably have them in soon. There's a couple people getting them in.
sure.
It's just really hard to find them at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's not the hard part. It's not finding
No,
them; it's
it's
getting them.
getting them in. Um, be it that in New Zealand you can't really ship via plane. It has to be shipped, like literally shipped.
You you can ship via plane, but you need to figure out which postal service you will use
Um,
in order to get it through.
I mean, in Australia, you can't use toll because as soon as a vape supplier sends through toll, which is the major company there, as soon as they see it's from a vape company and there's e-liquid, it gets destroyed. I was talking to a vendor about it yesterday at Auckland Airport, and he was saying it's so common that toll just destroys anything that has vaping related, um, like who it's been sent by is vaping related, instantly destroyed, which is absolutely bullcrap. But it happens. So I mean, you know, 21,700. Yeah, they will be next. I don't know if they're really going to take off. They're pretty much like an LG HG, in my opinion. Higher milliamp, less amp, sort of to play around with. But you never know, man. Honestly, I didn't think 2700s would take off as well as they have, in the sense that people are actually bringing out a decent amount of mods for them.
Yeah. Like, Smog, right? Come on, we all know Smog. Bigger is better, so on and so forth. That's pretty much their fucking motto. They bring out something, they bring out the next model 3 months later, and it's twice the size, does double the stuff.
Yeah.
Smog's gonna jump on the 2700 hype train, get a dual battery mod, we'll see, then a triple battery mod, then we'll see a quad battery mod, and so on and so forth. And if you think about, for example, the Captain as an example, with two 2700s going at 234 watts, what's a quad battery 2700 mod going to go up to? Like that's the whole thing. It's probably, well, of course, 468 watts. But I mean, again, we've discussed this on the show before. For example, the TFB12. Who's gonna vape at 350 watts?
Hey Tom, did you try and vape at 350 watts?
Yes, but
Yeah.
But why
That's what
is my question. Like, I mean,
I don't get it either, dude. Like, I'm happy with 120, 200 watts max. Like, it's nice to have 200 watts to play with, and that's what I'm comfortable with. I set it. Shit, right now I'm at 50 watts. I set it normally about 100 to 120 watts daily, and I have no issues, man. Like, the flavor's good.
I'm at 110.
The vape's good. Vaping it's gonna punch more power through. You're gonna be able to vape, but you're only gonna be taking like 0.5 of a second drag, and your lungs are gonna be full.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no, but like if you think of stacked devices, for example, series mods, where you are pumping, you know, for example, the Admiral, if you're running it as a dual battery mod, and you've got the right arm coils, you are pumping that amount anyway through your coils. So I think that's where, if you want that sort of experience, go for a mech and really dial in your building and figure out what's safe and all that stuff.
I mean, but
But
then with the mech side of things, obviously you're gonna know your arms thought and all that. I mean,
yeah,
if
yeah,
you're getting straight into vaping and you start with like, let's say a 50-watt device, move up to 200, and then you see the GX350, get a GX350. The only thing you're gonna run on it's gonna be the TFE12 or the Max, so 300 or whatever it is.
or you're gonna use a RDA and build yourself some coils that are gonna go up to that, like I did.
Yeah,
You know, like with the Elite, I was able
without
to.
the building side of things, like
Yeah.
if you cut that out so that you can't pull the whole, you know, get a mech, get a stack sort of thing, you know,
Yeah.
there are devices that will go up to that, but what's the point?
What's the point, man?
Do you,
Like, what's the point? There's only so much vapor your lungs can hold.
yeah.
Pumping out that power just means you fill your lungs quicker.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I like kind of more of a mellow vape. It means you can take a longer drag, kind of like, you know, you do on a cigarette. Um, I mean, I'm running a 0.11 on the squonk, and I can take a good 2-3 second drag on it, and that's perfect. Tom, I think I've finally found my vape.
Yeah,
It's taken 5 years, dude, and
I think I finally found mine. It's like all that.
dude, like right in front of me right now, there's just, you know, TK stack, semi-L. There's more. There's a lot more, but
But wait, there's more.
it's it's funny where I'm at that point where I'm looking at selling most of my gear and just getting skunks.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, the Noise
but
Cricket 2 is a great little series box. 0.35 on a series, you know, that's still. Oh, what is that off the top of my. I can't even calculate that right now. Let's pull up a vape calculator, because that would be interesting to know.
But the Cricket V2 is like a great example of a really good safe mod as well, with all the inbuilt safeties and securities and all that kind of stuff. And again, the Tesla, the Tesla 2 is the 3, whatever it is. That is, yeah, a great mod. If you want to hit that crazy amounts of power and you're not 100% confident, go for something like that.
I mean, even at 7.4 volts, you're looking at 160 watts, 156 watts. That's and you're at 21 amps. That's great, man. Like, it's one of those things where you've found your vape pretty much.
Yeah.
And I'm finally getting to that point after it's taken 5 years, and I don't even want to think how many thousands of dollars I've spent on vape gear, but it's probably close to almost 10 grand all up.
Yeah.
To finally hit that point where I'm like, yeah, I think skonking's great. I like skonking, but to be honest, I think once I have the captain in my hand, yeah, I'll still skonk, but the captain will take over.
Yeah. And that's where, like, for me, my thing is series devices, like not series box mods. Yeah, it's not my thing, but series stacks, like the endo is,
Yeah.
to me, the endo is the, in my vaping journey, that is the epitome of flavor, clouds, power, safety, amperage wise, and all that stuff. And then the 2700s stacked Admiral, that as well kind of enforces that. And then the Captain, because it's basically a regulated series mech, if you want to call it that. It gives me that same power that I get from my series stacks anyway. So that's why I'm enjoying it so much.
Moses, I mean, skonking is one of the oldest forms of vaping. To be honest, when people got sick of dripping, they kind of figured out that you could put a bottle and drill a hole through your
drill a hole through your bloody 510.
It's so much easier than sitting there, trying to drip and drive.
Yeah.
Even at work, you push the skunk bottle a couple of times straight into vaping, dries out, a couple more skunks, you're done.
I think
Boxer is a great looking mod. I don't know if it's my cup of tea personally. Like the look of it, yeah, it looks great, but it's just not what I'm kind of after in a mod. I like my mix as well, so you know that's kind of
I
why I look
think
for the
the next kind of logical move will be a DNA chip that uses 2700s. Um, with that, better power delivery, because right now I've I've nothing against the DNA chips. In fact, I always swore by them, and I still do for accuracy of arms and so on and so forth. And battery life, you basically just can't beat it. But my only downfall on a DNA mod would be the um like if you are hitting higher wattages, the battery life is not as great. You know, with any regulated anyway, but the DNA chips right now. So that's where I think something that's going to allow that chip to get the full 40 amps is going to be pretty interesting. And it's definitely going to happen.
I mean,
a matter of time.
the new, what is it? It's the DNA 75 C.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
I believe they are working on boxes with those in it that 2700 ready, 21700 ready as well. I mean, all you have to do is get a sled that'll fit a 2700 or 21700 in it. Set up the Evolve software on your computer to run with those 2700s. You're done, mate. Like,
the only thing with the DNA chip currently, the current, well, I don't know about the C, but the previous ones, is that their amp limit on the board itself is like 25 point something. You know, I mean, I think you can bump it up to 30 amps, but you wouldn't be able to go much higher than that. Just
the max amps on the 250 is 28.
Yeah, so I mean, you wouldn't be able to use that 40 amps of a 2700 currently, but that's definitely the next thing they're gonna
step. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what actually happens with all this new technology, especially the 21700s and 2700s.
There's bound to be a new battery type anyway.
I'm waiting for like Lost Vape to bring out the Triad 250 with 2700s in it, or you know,
or DNA 300.
DNA. See, I mean, DNA's kind of going back down. They've got a new DNA 40, DNA 75C,
60.
You know, they're going back to the old roots it's because they've found. I was watching Dave Batista. I was watching one of his reviews with one of the guys from Evolve, and they've kind of got the mindset that we're kind of going back in time, like you know how we did with cell phones, where we went from big clunky phones to small phones, and now we're back to big phones. Like it's that same sort of thing. Like people have gone from being excited about a 400 watt mod, 500 watt mod, you know, all this magical bullcrap. And now people are going back to, you know, the 75, 80 watts, 60 watts, 40 watts. And I mean, with something like the Emmet, you know, 75 watts is plenty. It really is.
You wouldn't need more.
And a lot of people are going back to the old mouth to lungs. I mean, I find myself going back to mouth to lung every once in a while because it is quite enjoyable. But you know, I still like my direct.
How are we looking for time, Cam?
I don't know. We're at an hour and 3 minutes. Maxi, a pony vape. You should hit up Jonas at Legit Mods, and he could put your little My Little Ponies on the side.
Hell yeah.
9 volts, 40 amp max. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Yeah. That is true, Church. But it'll be one of those things that, in a way, I'm looking forward to, but also I'm I'm kind of scared of, like, allowing people to harness 40 amps.
Oh, it just means that like people like Richard, you know, who love series vapes, like who don't even want anything to do with a single tube.
Single tube, yeah.
Well, I mean, he's got some and he uses them, but my point being that he generally, if he has one, does not have it for very long.
Yeah.
Moves on to a series tube, and he's like, "That's it."
Yeah.
You know,
Or
that's where I want it to be. And it's the whole angriness of your vape. A lot of people enjoy angry vapes.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. I mean, different strokes for different folks, as I've always said. You know, some people love that really hard hitting, very powerful, destructive in a way kind of vape, where it's just smacks you right in the face and you know you're vaping. And some people love that more mellower kind of, hey Sophie, quite a kind of vape. We are still live on YouTube. How's it going, Sophie? Tom's wife just walked in. Yeah, I mean, Maxi, I'm getting another hustler made in the next couple weeks because that's how much I love his products. Linus is a great guy. His mods are beautifully designed, edged amazingly,
Mhm.
and I mean, Tom can speak for himself, but the build quality on the inside is
Can't beat it.
second to none. Like, it's to the point where you're like, I really wish there was a plexiglass panel on the side so you
Yeah,
could show people how beautiful it is on the inside.
yeah. Like there's so much effort put into the wiring and all that kind of stuff that you almost want to show it off.
Yeah,
Um, and the metal side panel doesn't quite do that. But yeah, on that note, Cam, I think we're running pretty far on time now, so
we really are, Tom. We
we
really
shall we shall wrap things up
I
and
mean,
do
it's
this next week with no video lag.
I mean, it's one of those things where I'm like, holy shit, we're actually live, and I'm just like, yes, I can talk to people instead of just talk. But yeah, we will definitely be back next week. Um, what is today? It's Monday. Uh, I don't know if it'll be on Monday or Saturday evening. Depends on both our schedules. Might be Sunday, could be Monday, could be Friday. You know, it all depends on what's happening. I need to design. Uh, easy, Maxi. Easy. I'm working on mine at the moment. I've been working on it for the last 8 days. So, but other than that, guys, we've got to go. Tom's got stuff to do. I've got to cook dinner and sort out stuff for work tomorrow. So I don't know if you want to say anything, Tom, but
Um, not much. Next week should be some pretty interesting stuff. I've got the Crown 3 on the way. So Cam's already done his little spiel about it, but it'd be interesting to see what it's like as well for me. Um, Aside from that, um, I'm thinking we can look at something else as well. I'll figure it out. I'll definitely have some new stuff on the way anyway.
yep.
So
I mean, and there is a possibility for a giveaway next week, so stay tuned, and
yeah,
we will keep you guys posted on what's going on. But other than that, let's go out on some clouds, Tom, and thank you for tuning in, everyone who's watching
thank
live.
you for watching us live at last.
Where's there it is.